Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And today, another scenario done live on Twitch with the scenario author on Twitch as well, who is Toby Silverstone. Thank you very, very much. So, this is a scenario where the Germans have managed to slip a cruiser force behind the normal picket ships and have encountered, well, let's just say they're the B team. A battlecruiser, 6 lights, and 4 destroyers, which are just kind of whatever we could scrounge together. The battlecruiser's old, maybe needs a refit, something like that. Or is in the middle of a refit. That might be interesting. And then we have the Germans who have up-to-date tech. Now, if I'm going for the battlecruiser build, which I will, I could go for the large cruiser, but that's actually quite a modern... yeah, it's quite a modern ship, isn't it? I could, however, go for the battlecruiser. You know what? Large cruisers are fun. I'm going to go for the large cruiser. The Bellerophon. We'll go for 36,000 tons, so it's a treaty ship, technically. I like the compact. This one we can take 72 smoke. So I can, as long as I don't go for 2 mega funnel. Yeah, it's a single funnel, or I'll be. Where does it look better? There or there? There. It looks better there. Right. I'm actually going to start with a secondary gun, so I'm going to go for 6 duels here and here, and 2-inch duels. And I know a lot of people have been saying, why are you using 2-inch dual guns? Surely triples would be better. And yes, but it's surprising the amount of weight you save. I know it's only a ton, but once you start armoring them up and changing this kind of stuff, it's and you do get more accuracy from the 2-inch duels. Plus, I like the aesthetic of the dual guns rather than the triples. All very, very sensible reasons. Right. Just curious. What's the cheap? Go for 12s. 12s could be interesting. I think they fit on mediums. I'm pretty sure they do. And I'm going to go for 4 twins, because it is supposed to be an older ship, and that's exactly the kind of setup that the older ships tended to have. There we go. And of course, we're going to put guns on top of the guns, because why wouldn't you? Okay. I'm liking this ship. What was the max speed again? 26, right? Maybe our engines need a repair. That's very slow for a battlecruiser. Can do that with marine diesel 1s. We'll go for diesel 2s. Wow, actually, engine efficiency's terrible. Let's go slower. Let's just say that her boilers are badly damaged. She can only do 24 knots at the moment, or there's something else wrong with her, that she can only make 24 knots. This could be a very interesting ship. Auxiliary diesel. Oh yeah, you said it had a minimum range, right? What's my flash fire chance with tube pad at 1%? With high TNT? 2%. We'll go with tube pad, please. Autoloaders, advanced hydraulics. We'll stick with standard shells. It's only cruisers after all. And armour. Now then. This could be interesting. Let's go for 6, 3. Nah, it's not going to take that. Not quite. Not quite. Go for 12.6 then. Yeah, 12.666. And then that's fine by me. Get a bit more on the turret. 15, 16. That's good. 4 on the secondaries. And the world's most ludicrously armoured tower. There we go. 25.6. Forward weight offset 0.2. Shall we try her out? We've got a name for her, of course. Yeah, I could build the cruisers. I do cruiser builds quite a lot. And this is basically a cruiser. I just like this ship. She's got a certain something about her. I'm curious to see how she does. This is the sort of ship the comments section will hate. But I don't know. Maybe she can be of use. Thank you, Tucker. Yeah, I do need to. I need to get myself a proper chair, actually. Okay. So, the plan, such as there ever is a plan, battlecruiser is going to try and take out as many of the heavy cruisers as she can, while the lights try and deal with the destroyers and the enemy light cruisers. And the destroyers, if they get a torpedo shot, that'll be fine. Right, enemy smoke spotted to the north. Okay, here are my lights, 7s, 3s, 2s, and torps. Thank you, AI. I've got lots of those, that's perfect. So we've got the Coventry's group and the Pearls group. And then we have the Saladin as well. What kind of ship are you? 4s, 2s, and a torpedo launcher. Okay, you might... Oh, minimum bulkheads. Fast, no armour. You might be useful. Oh, God. Why? Slow. Oh, yeah, these are definitely not the best ships. Which kind of fits. Yeah, battlecruiser is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting today. Right, let's see if we can find the enemy. Oh yeah, I'm really excited for the campaign. I love stuff like that, where yeah, you can name all the ships. Oh, weird design, Germans. Really, looks more like a looks more like an invasion ship. All those extra boats on it. Silverstone is plonking away, but I'm actually going to put her on save because that's far too long a range to be effective. Yeah, so I would love it if in the campaign, yeah. First of all, naming your ships. Yes, absolutely, because yeah, you can have names that pop up, and you can have ships that kind of grow and have a legend build around them, just like ships in real life. And use them in multiple battles and things like that, and they get a kind of a, you get this amazing feel from it. I really hope the game has all those types of things in it. That'd be so cool. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really cool aspect to the campaign. One thing I really want to know, though, and they haven't said anything about this as far as I know, is refits and retrofits, or whatever you want to call them. But keeping old ships active, I'm really curious. Really curious. Yeah, I've got a bunch of enemies coming in. Torpedoes are unbalanced. Well, I mean, I've complained about torpedoes many times in my videos. I think that they're close to being balanced. They're just not quite there yet. There's just a little bit that needs to happen before I will actually consider them balanced. They're just a little bit too good at the moment, particularly if you put them on heavy cruisers. Speaking of, we can go and have a look at the enemy ships now that we're a bit closer. I think this is the heavy cruiser, the invasion ship. Makes this a light cruiser, which looks a bit more sensible. And then we have destroyers, which I cannot see. Although I thought there was one out the front. Yeah. Got a destroyer there. Hard to tell. Mostly gun focus, but it does have a torp launcher as well. I'm mainly going to be using my own destroyers to encourage the enemy to fire their own torpedoes at me, in the hopes of wasting their ammunition, basically. Yeah, so I've spoken about it a lot. My preferred simple... Oh, we actually have some torpedoes coming in. Pulse. Yikes. There you go. My preferred option is to, yeah, limit the reloads, first of all, and just say that, really, Dauntless, for goodness sake, oh, I always do that. I like dodge with the lead ship, and then I forget that there's ships behind. Right. Admiral Hipper is your target, Silverstone. You may fire when ready. I kind of see the Silverstone as maybe a World War I era battlecruiser, given the 12-inch guns that has been kept around. Yeah, yeah. I think the torpedo reloads should be limited to. I think by default the ships should have one shot from their launchers, and then you develop the text for reloads later on, and you can get one reload or you can get two, and have, instead of the increased reduced standard text that we have at the moment in game. I think that would be really interesting, because yeah, it is more historical, because torpedoes are not that easy to reload whilst at sea, and certainly not easy to do in battle. And it would mean that they were more of an alpha strike weapon. You know, your destroyers, for instance, could send out a wave of torpedoes, and then that's them done. Then they're on their guns. I think that would make them a lot more interesting tactically. You really have to plan what you're going to do with your torpedo launches. You wouldn't do what I'm doing and just be like, oh yeah, just send the destroyers out and spam torpedoes at the enemy because they'll reload and just fire again. It's like, no, you actually have to really be careful. And as well, it would mean that destroyers were more of a ship to fight other destroyers rather than torpedo boats. Bum, bum, bum. And I do think as well, if you have deck-mounted torpedo launchers, that should be a significant risk to your ship in terms of ammo detonations or more damage, taking more damage from enemy ships or something. And yeah, I would allow underwater torpedoes to be reloaded. In fact, I keep underwater torpedoes the way they are. They're fine. They're a pretty sneaky. Might increase the reload time a bit, but otherwise, like I quite like the fact that they're in the game. See, to me, something like a heavy cruiser shouldn't really have. Like, I'll use my own ship. Like, if you put a deck torpedo launcher here, right? That is quite a drop, and most torpedoes would just break if you did that. So yeah, I would support them just outright preventing some hulls from getting deck-mounted torpedo launchers. Basically, heavy cruisers and up. I think the deck-mounted torpedo launchers is a bit much. But again, just me, not a naval historian by any means. I'm just coming from a gameplay point of view, really. Ooh. Torpedoes in the water. Don't think they're going to hit. Siltstone doing quite well with the secondaries against the V2 there. Plinking away at the Admiral Hipper. Flooding. Just going to switch it to save. Coventry's doing okay. How are the destroyers? Still way out on the edge. It's fine. Yeah, like, I just think torpedoes should not even, like, blow up your ship, but, like, if you have them and your ship is being fired at even by smaller guns firing at HE, I think it should be really easy to knock out the torpedo launchers, which was an actual thing that ships struggled with. Even the Japanese long lance torpedo launchers had a tendency to get knocked out by enemy fire, and you know, it could even be a problem that a near miss like would kick up shell fragments into the launcher and disable it. Like, they were not particularly robust weapons. What the Doris sinks. Even though we had the Doris way back there, just wandered into a torpedo for no reason. Okay, excellent, good job, Doris. Oh my word. Hipper is definitely suffering. Yeah, compressed air. The oxygen torpedoes were a lot more vulnerable to being knocked out. Electrics even less so. But it's still an unarmoured tube sitting on your deck, and even a 2-inch shell hitting that is going to completely ruin it. Admiral Hipper refusing to go under, even with minimum bulkheads. Flooding. There we go. Okay, first enemy heavy cruiser down. And the Silverstone is basically all on her own. Destroyers. Come on. Get a bit more involved. Coventry's group. Now they are lending their fire support. Right. It's really a case of where do we go next? Silverstone torpedoes. Bit of a target lock button there. All guns on the V5, please. Just notice my 2-inch guns aren't actually firing. And there's a bit of a weird bug with them, in that, you see it? See that? They've gone all over the place. They're actually preventing any of the others firing, which is very weird. And kind of annoying, because those 2-inch guns would be really handy right about now. More torpedoes. No. Ow. Took one on the bonds. Here goes the V5. Yeah, I could really use those 2-inch guns. The Galatea sinks. Again, I'm not microing those light cruisers. They're going to do stupid things. There goes the V1. And the Gloucester goes. Again, those light cruisers the AI threw together were absolute trash. Oh, sorry, Semper. I'll do that when I'm not actively trying to do the battle. It's fine. I'll allow that. It's fine. Yeah, Japanese torpedoes were more or less a rocket with a propeller. Yep, I'm just captaining the battlecruiser. All the rest of my ships are not doing much. Stop target locking. Yeah, and I haven't fired a single 2-inch shell. And they do have the range, I think. Actually, they might not. Might not have gotten into range. No, I haven't. Just not gotten into range with them yet. Okay, maybe they are working. They would be very handy for killing destroyers. There's another destroyer down. Main guns on the heavy cruiser, please. Right. You know what? Off. Stop wasting ammunition. Don't mind you firing the 6-inch guns merrily. Oh, Coventry's engaged. Right. Smoke. Want to fire your torpedoes, mate? It's hard to control the Silverstone at the moment because she does have rudder damage. Coventry, just flipping fire torpedoes, would you? 9-9. Of course you have super short range ones. Oh my word, auto mod. Stop it. Yeah. It's a little unrealistic, the number of shells that you get with the secondary guns. Here's the 4 6-inch guns absolutely doing work today. Destroyers still struggling to get involved. They still have torpedoes, yeah they do. Some. Bum, bum, bum. Hey there, Nage. So, if you're looking at the chat message, you should see auto mod, and there's a little thing that says allow or deny. I just can't click on it right now. Oh, excuse me, got a phone call. Right, I'm back. Sorry, that was an important one. I had a job interview this morning. Well, I say job interview. A virtual interview this morning, and that was them ringing me back to let me know how it went. And it's good news, so I'm very, very pleased about that. Right, the Augsburg looks like she's almost done for. Give her some encouragement. There we go. What? Death strike torpedo. Have a hard time believing that a 20-inch gun could insta-kill a heavy cruiser. Well, I mean, we can try that, but depends on the heavy cruiser, of course, and depends on the type of 20-inch shell. But yeah, they definitely can in UAD at the moment. Well, again, overpens you really only see with the AP shells. Like, I'm overpenning that destroyer at the moment. But the reason for it is simply that if the shell is going fast enough, even if it's a contact fuse, it hits by the time the explosive goes off, the shells pass through the ship. And we're out of 6-inch ammunition. Lovely. Can we get those 2-inch guns in range? Please, I want to see if they actually fire. They do fire! Okay. Lovely. Engage murdering. Must just be a graphical glitch. Those ones. Oh, V3. Oh, you're in trouble, my friend. 2-inch meta has arrived. There she goes. 2-inch guns are absolutely insane. Oh my word. Okay, who have we got left? We've got Bavaria, Prince Albert, and the V2, and we have the Victoria Louise out the front there. Right, let me get a solution on the Bavaria, please. Nah, 5.8%. It's pretty rubbish. See, the trouble is, with this ship being quite slow, it's just difficult to actually catch up to the enemy enough to do anything. I don't know why the destroyers are so far behind. They're able to go much faster. Maybe detach the Saladin and tell her to retreat because she's going really slow. Come on, guys. What's an echelon turret? Forgive my ignorance. Oh no, it's not. It's because the accuracy fitting these small ships isn't great, and they're still a fair ways out. And because they're so much faster than me, 32 knots to my 24, it's very hard for me to close in. My destroyers can do it, but they just don't want to. And the light cruisers I got are genuinely terrible. I mean, the Silverstone has been doing absolute work, taking out most of the enemy ships by itself. It's just hard to catch cruisers that are that fast, but we're scaring them off, which is, of course, the point. Now, the Warwick finally gets close enough to waste some torpedoes. Oh no, fired them at the Victoria, I think. I think that's the Coventry. Yeah, it's the Coventry. And I could be firing right now. I still have 256 of the 12-inch shells left. It's just getting a good solution, getting a good hit chance, rather than just throwing the shells in the sea. One on oh yeah, I know what you mean. So you have like one here and one here. It's doable in Ultimate Admiral, but because of the way the symmetry tools work, it's tricky. Definitely not the game's preferred layout. I do have some weird layout ideas that I would like to try. See now, look, these heavy cruisers are just so fast and able to turn so quickly that it's very difficult to get any damage to stick on them. Killed one of them. V2 is suffering from the attentions of the Warwick. The Laird has plenty of torpedoes left, so might be able to get some damage in that way. I'm not going to just slow down the enemy heavy cruisers. But I mean, if you look at how the battle is progressing, this is basically the Silverstone chasing these enemy ships off. So I think we have done our job of protecting the coastline. Come on, Laird. Do you not have a... Yep, there we go. A firing solution. Sheldrake, see if you can hit the Bavaria. At some point. Thank you. No idea what their detection's like. I haven't looked. Sonar 3, obviously. You know what? Fire a salvo on the Bavaria, would you? Miss. And another. See, just one hit, but it was an overpen. Pretty rubbish. Smoke. No, down she goes. Warwick has reloaded. Fire at the Bavaria, would you? Again, destroyer's not going to do anything much because I can't hit things with torpedoes. If I'm trying to, can do it accidentally. Oh, almost certainly we're protecting sheep. Yeah, a destroyer's just getting murdered now that they've closed to the kind of distance where they can actually do something. But the 2-inch guns are opening up, and that's all that matters. Right, Silverstone, you now have a decent shot, I think, on the Bavaria. Although she immediately starts manoeuvring. Maybe once she completes the manoeuvre. No. There we go. That's much better. Come side on. Repeated hits. See, these things are not... No, they're not particularly well armoured. A bunch more damage. Nothing serious, though. Sheldrake is just floundering around and dying. Finally scored some flooding hits on the Bavaria. For these losses. I haven't lost anything important. Bunch of destroyers that are not great, and some truly terrible light cruisers. I mean, the Coventry's still going, apparently. So is the Pearl, but she's over here for some reason. Doing her own thing. Oh my word. Bavaria definitely a bit worse for wear now. Not sure we've done enough to sink her though. Needs at least one more salvo. Ooh, Bavaria. I think you're done. Guns off. Head towards the other two. %. Float. Yeah, down she goes. V2 gonna now suffer the wrath of the 2-inch guns. Ooh, she still had a torpedo. How rude. She disappears slowly. Flooding hit. Come on. How is the V2 still afloat? Look at this. There we go. Thank you. We've got the Colm coming up. But I don't think she's likely to get too much in the way of a hit in. Right, let's target the Prince Albert. Get the guns turning. 27-ish%. That's not bad. Oh, flash fire. Hello. What propellant am I using? Cordite! Yay, cordite. Trash. out of ammunition on her 9-inch guns, which again is worth considering that basically these heavy cruisers are now useless. Oh, you are being sneaky with a torpedo, are you? How big is it? 23-inch. Okay, that's mildly annoying. Prince Albert maneuvering wildly. You know what? They missed with that torpedo. No, Corday is actually, as far as I understand it, perfectly sensible gun propellant. But in Ultimate Admiral, it just causes problems. So many problems. Goodbye. That's what we think of that. Right, switch guns off again. Let's see if those heavy cruisers are going to stop mucking about. Still have the Coventry. It's the only light cruiser to actually do anything. I mean, compare the number of light cruisers I had with the 7-inch guns. They've done 400-ish damage. The 6-inch guns, the secondary guns on the Silverstone, have done 1,000. Like, why are you even bothering to come? You absorbed some torpedoes for the Silverstone. That's about it. Off while they maneuver. Redeemed. I can no longer turn. That's a little harsh. Fine. Really? Really? Oh my word. Thank you. Sink, you bastard. Flooding hit. He's just trying to be mean. Oh, that was bad. I've only got like 2 more salvos, that's it. And then I'm going to have to turn, or it's not going to be possible to do the scenario. So I only have 2-inch ammunition left. Mind you, I could try and take him out with a Coventry. Although, no, they're too far away. I have to turn or surrender. So, I stopped turning for a bit. I mean, you want me to get the last heavy cruiser, right? Yeah, I guess. See if the Coventry can do something. She's fired a big spread of torps. If these hit, that'll be game over for the heavy cruiser anyway. Funny though it'll be to try and kill her with 2-inch guns. Nah, she spotted them. I mean, she would have to go back to Germany to rearm. She's no threat to anyone at the moment. Well, I guess she could still do damage with those 4-inch guns, but I think the Silverstone has done pretty well in showing what an old girl can do. And I'm gonna call it there. The Victoria Louise is off. No chance of catching her with that. And thank you, Toby, for letting me call the scenario there. Right, if you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. But those of you on Twitch, we're gonna try something else.